Alright, in the last video, we tried to develop an understanding of the substitution and income effects. In this one, we'll go through a question asking us to solve for the same. So Sam's demand function for good one is x1 is equal to 2m by 5p1. His income is given as $1,000. The price of good one is $5 and the price of good two is $20. We need to calculate the substitution and income effect if the price of good one falls to $4. Exactly the case we were talking about in our last video. So let's start off by calculating the substitution effect. Over here, I have everything that you can salvage from the question. Again, this is the demand function for x1. These are the original prices. P1 is equal to 5, P2 is equal to 20. The income M is given by $1,000. And the price, the new price, which is $4, is denoted by P1 dash. Okay, so the first step is to calculate how much of good one is Sam buying when the prices are at the original level. So you can just input the values of P1 and M inside a demand function, and you can do some algebra, which turns out to be x1 is equal to 80 units. So that's our initial demand. Now, since the price is decreasing, we can say that Sam is getting richer in some sense because Sam can now afford more units of goods. Or we can just say that Sam's purchasing power increases. Keeping that in mind, step 2 is to calculate by how much should we adjust our income so that after the price change, our initial demand bundle is just affordable. Because remember, we just want to measure how the person substitutes good one for good two in isolation. I talk about why we are doing this at length in the last video. So if you're not clear why, just try to watch that video before you proceed with it. Okay, the amount that needs to be adjusted is just the change in price of good one, which is P1 dash minus P1 multiplied by the amount of good ones Sam is buying initially. So that is M dash minus M is equal to x1 into P1 dash minus P1. Plug in the values, do the math, and the adjusted income, which is denoted by M dash, comes out to be $920. Step 3 is to calculate good one's demand at this new adjusted income and our price P1 dash. We put those values in our demand function 4 and 920 and we get the demand as 92 units. Time to calculate the substitution effect. Remember, it is the change in demand for that good when its price changes and the income is adjusted. It is denoted by delta x1s. Here we have the demand at the new price and the adjusted income minus the original demand. So that turns out to be 92 minus 80. So the substitution effect is equal to 12. Now let's calculate for the income effect. This time we'll keep a new price and calculate the change in demand when the adjusted income is changed back to the origin. We have already evaluated number 1, x1 at P1 dash income dash, that turned out to be 92. Now we need to evaluate x1 at P1 dash and the original income, which is 1000. So we plug in those values and we get it to be as 100 units. Again, the income effect is given by x1 evaluated at P1 dash and original income minus x1 evaluated at P1 dash and the adjusted income, which is in our case 100 minus 92. So the income effect is equal to 8. And that's all we have to calculate. Alright, if this video helped you, and I hope it did, please consider clicking that thumbs up button. It really helps me to keep going and keep making these videos. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.